Hi, Soul Tribe. Thank you for joining me a little bit later or on the replay. We actually had a funeral that went for a really long time today, but it was a really good send off to a good friend. So today we're going to be talking about witches' simmer pots. This is my little one that is made with I Am That Witch. So you can see this gorgeous color. It's a little bit harder to see online, but this actually is made from I Am That Witch, which is one of my favorite potions. And hi, Amy Rose. Hi, Tim. Thank you for joining me, guys, or on the replay. So lovely to have you here. And please do remember to hit that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. So before we get into talking about these witchier things, and also I didn't realize until today that this perfectly synchronized with the full moon in Aries. So this is actually essentially when you want to be making a simmer pot. So for those of you that have your potions at home, get your pots out. You can use copper, you can use glass, you could use cast iron, you could even use a slow cooker or a crock pot and have your potion simmering just like a real cauldron throughout the day. So that is a lot of fun if you want to join along at home too. Let me just bring this back up. A sec, guys. And we also had a very exciting announcement over on Maison Jupiter yesterday. My Learn How to See Auras course is now available. So this is a lot of my information that I've had for years and years and taught in person. So this is the first time that I've pulled everything together to teach it online and made hours of slides and videos and personalized meditations to help you guys activate your auric vision and learn how to see auras. So whether you're wanting to actually do psychic readings like myself, where you do auras and you actually draw and translate the colors, the language of color, to help the person deeper understand what's happening on a soul level. So it's useful with that. But also I talk about the really important step of clearing anything that could be blocking our vision. So a lot of past life things, we clear throughout this. Amy Rose, that's awesome. Cool. So I saw Tim also had signed up and was loving the course. So thank you, Tim, for your beautiful comment this morning. That was so lovely to wake up to. And hi, Amy Rose. So we have two Amy Roses here. Don't you love beautiful synchronicities? So if you click on register now, and please use the discount code AURA50 to save 50%. And Julie has done such a beautiful job in helping to integrate my work. Look how cool this is, the light up. And to help me put it together like this, she's done a wonderful job. So you'll see written in the description, if you go to masonjupiter.academy, you'll see my course there. But please use the discount code AURA50 to save 50%, because that special limited time offer ends on October 27th. So please get in before Halloween. So you'll see here, there's guided meditations. We do energy clearing as well. Plus, at the end of the month, so when I come back from the States, November 21st is the first live bonus question and answer session. So I'm going to be taking questions for you guys live and answering your questions. I'm also going to be going into a few little practice techniques and things too. So if you can take the course before these lives and then you can join us, it'll be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing your gorgeous familiar faces over there. But yeah, please take advantage and get that half price. It brings it down a lot cheaper. We also have the potions available on soulalchemypotions.com. So you'll see here the one we're using today, which is I Am That Witch. You'll see this is the actual color of it. So this beautiful magenta is the color of the potion that we're using. And I thought it was fitting to pour my simmer pot into a potion bottle, because you don't just have to leave it on the stove. You can, make it a little bit extra special or extra magic. So the affirmation that goes with this one is, I embrace my full power and magic. So when we're working with simmer pots, we're actually filling up that space of the hearth or hearth, is I think how you pronounce it, of the home. So originally simmer pots were made by the kitchen witches, and in old folklore or folk magic and folk medicine, simmer pots were used in the kitchen or in that hearth of the home too. So whether it was wanting to bring protection or cleansing into a home, and these are where the potions are perfect. So you could actually be working with a cleansing vibe potion and have that simmering just on low throughout the day, filling your house with this vibe of release. So we'll get a little bit more deeper into the ingredients and things. And if you're looking for a meditation to go with this, we have the new self alchemy meditation. So this is on my YouTube channel and it's also on Soul Alchemy Potions. So this one is where you're more on a spiritual and energetic plane, working with creating your potion and alchemy. So if you're feeling like doing this before going to bed tonight for the full moon, you can do this. Or if you have time, you can actually prepare your potion. So yeah, really, it's so much fun. Let me just see. I'll bring this down. Okay, so let's start to have a look into simmer pots. So with this, the first thing that you want to do is choose your cauldron. So for me, it sometimes is a cast iron dish, sometimes it will be just a stainless steel dish, and sometimes it'll be glass. But essentially, what I feel safest using is probably just a slow cooker or a crock pot because you can leave them go throughout the day. So yeah, that would probably be my preferred option just because it is a lot safer. And if you have to duck out, if you've got kids as well, it's just, yeah, it's a lot safer. And to me, it kind of feels like a cauldron. I do have like a little mini cauldron as well. So you could even put a tea light under it. It's more to do with your intention too. But essentially, you want to be filling your home with aroma, with the mist, with the vibration. And when making a simmer pot, you also want to look specifically into the type of water that you're using. So if you're wanting to do something that's purifying and cleansing and really kind of like a how would I say? Yeah, like an energy clearing, you might want to collect the water after the rain. So we've actually had stormy weather, but with being out, I wasn't able to collect it. So that would be a really, really good one if you're wanting to work with purification or you're wanting to create a cleansing potion. That would be fantastic. Also, really good for bringing energy. But if you want one that brings like that elemental fairy magic, you could even collect dewdrops. So going around finding like the little tubular flowers. And a simmer pot is not necessarily something that you're going to drink. So I wouldn't be too worried because some flowers are toxic. You don't want to be pouring water from a flower if you don't know their properties, because you could be getting some of the toxic ingredients. Like fuchsias are toxic. You want to make sure you're careful with your pets with fuchsias, or even drinking. I've seen little clients of mine, little patients, furry patients that have gotten sick from drinking water from the bottom of a fuchsia pot plant. So it is quite a serious thing. But say, not that we would do this, but say if you're thinking about the different types of water. So water from like a swamp would be more kind of what the old, I guess the old day, more negative side of magic would have been used in curses and hexes and things of that nature. So really think in terms of the purity of the water using for your potion. So ideally, I wouldn't be using tap water because we know that that also has properties and programming and heavy metals and toxins. And I won't say all the words because I don't want to get flagged, but our gorgeous soul tribe here knows what I'm talking about with tap water. So essentially, you could even use spring water or distilled water. But if you can, I would collect the rainwater or collect the spring water or water from a creek that's running or somewhere that's sacred to you. So yeah, it is another way to add an element of magic and of purity, but you don't have to. It's not essential. The other thing that you want to look into is your intention. So I do like to write things down, as we've talked about in the various other shows. And awesome, Amy Rose. So yeah, no tap water. I use alkaline water. Same. So we always use purified water, spring water, alkaline water, things of that sort of nature, because you are putting your intention with this too. So the other thing that you want to look into is your intention. So with me, it's very easy because I already have my self-prepared tokens. And sometimes I will give them a little bit of a tweak or a boost, depending on like what I want to work with. So today I worked with I Am That Witch. And for me, it had all of the elements and the ingredients. Oh yeah, Jane. So you can definitely use distilled water too. And I also want to drop the link for those of you that were wanting to take advantage of the Aura course, I don't want you guys to miss out. So I'm just dropping the link in the chat now and I'll pop it up on the screen. So do go check this out because the 50% off only will last till the 27th. So you need to take action on that. But yeah, say for example, if I'm using cleansing vibes and you're making a pot to help cleanse, to help purify, bringing a sense of renewal. And this is the affirmation: I release what no longer serves me. So this is a really great one, especially for us here in the Southern Hemisphere coming into spring. So it has lemongrass, calendula, cornflower, and spearmint. So it really has those alchemical properties that are associated with like clean and fresh and things of that sort of nature. You could even slice up some lemon and pop some lemon into it. And I prepared just a quick little herb plate. So I've got fresh parsley from the garden, which my wonderful partner went and picked. And I also have dried oranges. So you can put ingredients in it that are dry. You can use fresh things. I've got rosemary here too, so I could put a bit of rosemary in for protection. And one thing I do love to pop in is bay leaves, because with bay leaves, these are also really good for helping release any negative energy and things. It's not that I would want to put the flavor in to drink this. So remember, with your simmer pots, you can not worry so much about the flavor because you're not going to be drinking it. It's more said to feel the energy. And this is also something that you can do if someone has colds and flus and things like that. This was an old way that they used to prepare or fill the home with the aromas, because they didn't necessarily have little oil diffusers like we have today. So this would be a way that they would fill the air. And remembering that some of these ingredients have antibacterial properties as well. So things like sage are a good one, or even lemongrass, ravensara, if you've got ravensara oil. Thyme is another good one. You could, even if you're doing cleansing or purifying, or for a little bit of luck, you could be using things like star anise. And these ones are a little bit broken, but I love the smell. Do you guys like star anise? Also, this is a really great one to make tea. So if you're making a dandelion leaf tea with star anise, it has higher levels of serum, and I think it's about 18%, really good against things that we saw happen and put out to the public over the last 5 years. So that's just another little tip. Things like parsley are also like really cleansing. Even if we're putting this into a smoothie or we're detoxing, we associate this with like clean and purified blood, detoxing of heavy metals. It's really great for digestion. But I also like this in terms of like energy cleaning. It's a spring clean when we take it internally, but you can use it for this like in the body as well. Let me just pop back to my other little page, make sure we've got all the notes. So yeah, just have a look at like what your intention is. Pick your herbs accordingly. Now, you don't have to put absolutely everything into it, but I want you to have fun. This is something not to be like super strict and super serious about, except for if it comes for open flame. Then you want to make sure that you're, still around. You don't want to be leaving it on if you leave the house or things. So that's where crock pots are really good, and slow cookers. So yeah, you could use like for cleansing, thyme, cloves are another good one. I've just ran out of cloves, and this can also help attract prosperity too. So when we talk about whether it's sweeping the house to like eliminate old energy, you can be using a simmer pot not only to cleanse, but you can put things in that start to bring energy in too. So once you've gathered all your ingredients, you want to be able to connect to them. So I do love to gather mine and pop them on like a little tray. And I can see Amy Rose is saying, love star anise. Could you put it in the simmer pot, a crystal elixir? So with that, so you could definitely, the only thing is, because it's like a tea, making your little potion, you would need to maybe just take a little bit. So when we're talking about making things like flower essences, usually they're boiled and reduced down. So I would even look into, if you're wanting it depends how long you want it to last. If it's for a few days and you're looking at like no pathogens and mold and things forming, you might want to use like bergamot, which is like a citrus extract, something like that, to make sure that it's not going to go too moldy. Or you could put salt in it as another way to preserve it, or some lemon. That would help to sort of preserve it. You could even make like a little mist, depending on what the smell is of your combination of magical herbs. But essentially, if you're wanting to do the crystal elixir too, I would be learning how to make the flower essence. So I think we did that on one of the green, it would have been a green title page, and it would have been on crystal essences. I think we talked a little bit more in depth about that. But what I do is I will spray or put, depending on if it's a dropper, into the potion. So I would more work with it that way rather than sort of combining it that other way. Oh, and when I was looking for some of my little things, I came across this cute little potion bottle. So this is one of the aurasomas. We've talked about these on some of my color shows and things before. So this is actually a necklace charm that you wear. And when you shake them, let me show you what it does. It actually combines, oh, I didn't shake it well enough. When you shake them, it actually combines the color therapy together. This one's not shaking too well because it's a little bit older, but you can see here how beautiful they are. And this is a great thing if you are interested in auras, you want to check out aurasomas. They're a lot of fun too. So the other thing, after you've gathered your ingredients and thinking about like what your intention is, you might want to write a little bit of a rhyme down or a little bit of a potion. So just like in Shakespeare's, what is it? Might be a Midsummer Night. I might be getting the play wrong, but do you remember they talk about the witches standing over the cauldron and they say the phrase, I think it's boil, toil and trouble, cauldron burn and bubble, something along the lines of that. I'm glad I'm not saying it correctly because words are spells. But yeah, you want to infuse something. So say if you're working with love potion and you've got your simmer pot. So love potion already has the ingredients to help you draw and attract love. So rosehip, cinnamon, cardamom, and lavender. So it's also a nurturing, warm, charismatic, magnetic type of love that you're drawing, working with those kind of spices and herbs. So I would be adding, like how we've talked about before, writing your intention or picking your top 5 words. Yeah, it's cute, hey? To infuse into this. So this is where I would come up with the little phrase. You might say cauldron burn, cauldron bubble, bring me my ideal soulmate, and then maybe pick something to rhyme with it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's been a really long day. But yeah, so really think about like the intention that you're wanting to work with and your little bit of magic. The other thing too is think about the way that you're stirring. So generally, like when we're stirring, if we're thinking about left is about bringing into us, usually with energy. Our left is our receiving hand. So you can get technical in that way, and you can think about, whether you feel more to sort of stir clockwise or anti-clockwise. But yeah, with this, you want to have it on a low heat and just sort of throughout the day, keep it in your intention or sort of keep that in center of your mind. And you can also do this, say if you're making a chai or you've got a curry on the slow cooker. So you can really turn any recipe into a potion. So even if I'm making a curry, I will sometimes go and sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in it, and I'll think about how much I love my family and infusing that energy, that love into the curry. And the same with the bay leaf, adding protection. So I want you to start to incorporate the kitchen witch aspect into your everyday life, because we can all do with a little bit of magic in our lives as well. So definitely speak your intention out loud. You want to be connected with your heart chakra while you're also doing this as well. Let me just check in and see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. So we talked a little bit about the herbs and things. And if you have questions, please put them in all caps, or if there's a particular intention and you want a little bit of help with it, put it in all caps, because I'm sure other people may have the same question. One important thing too, especially if you're doing it in slow cooker, you want to make sure that your water level doesn't get dry, because you want to keep that water floating. So generally they say if this is your ingredients in the slow cooker and it's like this depth, usually you want to have the water maybe like at least covered with your ingredients, and you don't want to have it too shallow because it will burn and dry out, and you might end up wrecking your slow cooker. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. But yeah, I definitely find like the spring water is probably easiest to collect from the shops. If you live near somewhere magical or a stream, definitely that would be ideal. Think also in terms of like the storms and things too, if you were using rain from like a calm rain, that is a different cleansing kind of energy compared to if, say, for example, with the hurricanes and things like that, imagine using that kind of chaos into your potion. So please do be careful with what it is that you're working with. You need to just really think about it. But yeah, if we're looking into the dew water, that essentially is the one with fairy magic and what they're associated with. So you might be having a tiny, tiny little cauldron pot, or you could use spring water, collect a little bit of the dew and infuse that energy into it as well. The other thing too is having a look into, are you getting your water from, say, like a lake in the city, or are you getting it out from the countryside? So vortex points or places of power are also really important to consider, like where your water source is also coming from. You could even bless the water if it is one that you're buying from the shops. You might want to cleanse, protect, and also think about the energy that you're holding in your aura when you're doing this magical work as well. You can also add essential oils to it, remembering that it's not one that you're going to be drinking, it's a fragrant pot too. So let me just see what else I wanted to talk about. Oh, that's right. So once you've combined all the ingredients, remember I was talking about like with your left hand is like your receiving hand. So say if you're bringing magic in, gosh, I feel like a real kitchen witch right now. If you're bringing something in and you're stirring, you want to be stirring clockwise. So we're bringing something in. So say when we've written our magic intentions in other shows, we're bringing things to us and we turn it to the right. So this is about like receiving. So whether we're receiving protection or, we're bringing prosperity or we're bringing love in, things like this. And think about in terms of color magic too, which I really thought of with the I am that witch potion. And you can even go and pick little flowers from the garden. There's so many ideas and so many fun ingredients that we have to work with. Let me see in the cards and pop into the chat below if you have any questions. And also, you can come back to this later and let me know what kind of potion or what kind of simmer pot you were drawn to create. Remembering this is ideal for tonight. And that's why I wanted to, even though I had to push the show back, I'm like, I have to put this information out for this full moon. So if you're watching this after, just know that you can use this for new moons and full moons. But let's have a look. And this card was already coming out, which is the alchemy card, which is art. So we can see here, there's like fire and water being combined together. And that's the thing, when we're looking at this, we're combining elements that come from the earth. So, plants, we're combining things that have the energy of air, which is the mist, and the fragrance and the aroma, the fire underneath the pot, the water, and then the ether and plasma energy of everything combining. So it's a really beautiful way to amalgamate all of the different elements together. So we definitely are on the right track with Spirit wanting us to make these beautiful simmer pots or witches pots. Let's have a look what other message Spirit wanted to give us around this. And I'm just being told to flip these straight over. So we'll have a look at what comes up. I'm hearing the words, set your intention, set your magical intention. And I'm hearing Spirit say it almost like a poem or almost like a little chant. So I really do feel it's about getting into like a bit of a hypnotic ingredient. The other way that they're showing me is to feel your energy dancing and interacting with the magic that you've got, whether it's on the stovetop or in your little baby cauldron or your simmer pot. So the cards that we have the Queen of Cups and the Fortune card. So definitely set your intention. And Queen of Cups, really like thinking about what it is that you want to bring through, what it is that you want to reflect, or work with. The card of fortune, which is a destiny card, Taurus energy, which is also connected to the home and our very physical earth reality. And we see here there's an alignment. So I do feel this is to help set your intention, your magical intention. And then we have two cards that are a little bit harder. And I can see Amy also saying, oh, yes, combining the elements, making the simmer pot multi-dimensional and balanced. Pretty cool, hey, how that all comes together. So we have the Five of Cups and we have the Tower card too. So with this is also to dispel negativity, to protect the home, remembering that on the Tower card, per translates from Hebrew into your words are as precious as gold. So really thinking about what you're speaking, what you're programming into that magical intention infused water. So when we have a look into like Dr. Emoto's work and Veda Austin with the hydroglyphs, so the messages that are coming into water, think about not only what we're speaking into it, but putting an infusion or concoction or potion together. We are infusing with such molecules of emotions as well as magic. So we're definitely working with alchemy. So this is pretty serious stuff in terms of like cleansing. I'm going to get some little clarifiers for this, and I'm hearing Spirit say to get the Alice deck. Let's get this one. Oh, a little card left behind. Okay. So what else did they want to tell us with this Five of Cups and the Tower card? I'm going to flip these over. We have a Five of Swords. So this also can be to protect the home, to stop negative interference. We have a Eight of Cups as well. This is where there's stagnancy. And also we have a Nine of Spheres, which is the card of strength, which is about overcoming difficulties. So Spirit was wanting us to talk about this show today. Got another card too, which is the Eight of Flowers, Eight of Wands, that is. So this is really to get our intention and to create a shift, a very beautiful alchemical shift. And I can see Amy Rose saying, I will do a love simmer pot. I just got goosebumps to combine the energy with my spell, a crystal grid, a normal love potion, teal, quadruple whammy. I love that. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear how you go. You have to send me a little message and let me know. But that sounds beautiful. And this is what magic is. You know, from the kitchen witch's point of view, it is about infusing and putting our intention and our love into these things. And we know that that dances with the quantum and helps to bring it in. So to act as if we already have this. So yeah, as clarifiers for the little Five of Cups and also the Tower card, which is stagnancy, stuck energy, or sort of, you know, dealing with things that are on that teetering type energy. We had the Five of Spheres come up, which is a Five of Swords. And with this too, Five of Swords is called a card of defeat. It's interesting that Spirit is talking about roadblocks, stagnancy, and Eight of Cups is stuck energy. This is also stagnancy. So think about the energy overall of your home, because the simmer pot is essentially like a giant flower essence, or how would I say, a magical potion for your home. So having your cup of tea, so you can make your potion at the same time while you've got the simmer pot going. You obviously would only want to use you know, potions without all of the other ingredients in there, especially if you're using bark or, you know, some leaves and things too. But yeah, with Eight of Cups, this to me represents there's some kind of like emotional blockage or limitation that could be holding back. So I also want you to hold your potion in hand and really feel into what it feels like to move past this blockage. And with the Nine of Spheres as well, this one represents Sagittarius, moon and sun energy. So it is about overcoming hardship, building a path over sort of troubled waters, so to speak, or still being there, you know, in that fight, not giving up. The other one that we had was the Eight of Wands. And with the Eight of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius. And it sometimes represents where we're like a compass and we're like, we're doing all this stuff, we're creating, we're doing this, we're trying to get out of like the tower situation. It really is actually telling us to quieten and bring our intentions. So this is actually the perfect way to keep your intention stilled and focused throughout the day, to have this going in the background and letting that little spell do its work. So I see Amy is also saying the spell potion tea and crystal grid I already have. Oh, I have is already having miraculous results. Amazing, so powerful. And that's also credit to you, beautiful, as well, because you have such a magical alchemical spirit and such incredible intuition, especially after talking to you. I really know that too. So I'm so happy to hear that like things are shifting and you're having miraculous results. That's really, really exciting. And please also drop in the comments below if you are doing the 66-day challenge. I know we've got Tim doing the 66-day challenge, which is also, let me bring this up. So in looking into the science behind how long it takes to change, you'll see on here as well, it takes about 66 days to change. So this is just from like a quantum transformational point of view, anywhere from 28 days. Some people will have luck. Generally, the sort of sweet spot is that 66 days. So if you are looking at that, you might want to consider getting 2 potions. And what I mean by that is each one has about 28 to, you're welcome, 28 to 30 servings. So say if I was doing the 66 days, around 2 packs, you could probably stretch it out to that. If you're wanting to do morning and night to focus on your intention and your ritual and to really be working with it on deeper level, I would take advantage of what I have here, which is this one, which is choose any 4 potions and you'll get 20% off. So that just makes it a lot easier to like focus and to use your intention with a bit of a discount. So it just makes it a bit more affordable for everyone too at the moment. So if we don't have any questions, I think that covers the topic of simmer pots. I also want to remind you guys, please take advantage of the How to Read Auras discount. So please use on Maison Jupiter, please use 50, Aura 50 we've got as the discount. And you'll see here, it's got all of the information that you need to find out a little bit more. But essentially, it is the only course out there that I've seen that not only teaches you about how to clear blocks and limiting beliefs, but it also teaches you how to work past those things. I also teach you about the anatomy and physiology and about the spiritual connection to your physical eyes. So it's a really, really just amazing course, if I don't say so myself, or do say so myself. But yeah, we'll go into colors in it. There's so many like, how would I say, like practical things that you can do to activate and work with things. I've put it together in a beautiful package for you guys. And we also remember to sign up and to start as soon as you can, because coming up November 21st, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have our first live Q&A. So if you want to be part of that and ask questions or be part of our practical exercises and things where we're going to do it live together, because you will have learned the information, this is not to be missed. It's going to be so exciting. So I just want to say a big thank you to our gorgeous soul family. Oh, hey, Chrissy. Oh, you guys are beautiful. I love you all. And thank you so much for joining me, even to the latecomers. So this is what we're doing. So you've got, oh, Blue Lotus. Yes. So let me just pop this up here. So this one we were making today was I Am That Witch. I love combining Blue Lotus as a little bit of a booster to go with the Vision Quest. So I have White Lotus in here. If you're working with Blue Lotus, it is not only just to activate the DMT within the brain and the pineal, like a really great one for activating clairvoyance, it's also a bit of an aphrodisiac. So you could drop a little bit of the Blue Lotus into your love potion. And yeah, remember, some of these you can also drink as iced tea. So no matter where you are in the world, whether you're on the warm or the cooler side of things, they're just a bit of way to add magic back into your life. So thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to bring you the show tomorrow on Mace on Jupiter with Dr. Jonathan Reed. We've got part 2 coming up. And oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Watch out, hubby. That's going to be a bit of fun. So we've got part 2 coming up with Dr. Jonathan Reed tomorrow, and we will be finding I think it's the 28-year anniversary from his contact experience. Love you too, gorgeous. Thank you. So yeah, 28-year anniversary of his contact experiences. We're going to be finding out about the lessons and the different information that Freddie's been teaching, and Freddie's counsel as well. So it's going to be a really great, not to be missed show. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time if you're down in the South like myself. But you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.